So today's class is all about yoga for reducing our cholesterol. There's two types of cholesterol. There's high density and low density. High density is kind of the stuff that we need for our body to be working, but low density is the cholesterol that we don't want, the bad cholesterol. So we really want to work on reducing that. That can obviously be done with your diet, but also with yoga and any other fitness, because with these types of exercises, thinking about yoga from the asana point of view, so from the exercise moving point of view, they're going to be reducing your body fat. Reducing your body fat is going to reduce the fat in your blood. So that's where the cholesterol is, in your blood. And therefore helping to reduce any heart disease and any other issues that's going to come from that high level of blood fat. So we're going to be working with a bit more of a cardio yoga class today, which we don't tend to do too much, do we? So think about it. Is this class going to be right for you? You can always give it a go and you can turn it off and then come back to it. But really think about it before you jump into it. Are you at the level this class is going to serve you? And if you're not, who cares? Who cares, right? So make sure you've got a chair if you need it. Make sure you've got blocks, anything else around you that is going to make sure that this class is going to be super comfortable to you. And because it's cardio, your heart's going to be beating a bit, right? You might get a bit sweaty. And the perfect thing is that we're practicing online. So therefore, you can pause this and come back into it if you need to go and get a drink, if you need to take a breather. So don't feel the pressure to go all the way through. Okay, so let's start standing up. We're going to start with some sun salutations. And remember, if you're practicing in your chair, just do everything with your arms, stretching, again, whatever feels right for you in that moment. Okay, let's get started. Standing all the way up, coming to the top of your mat. Feet however you want them to be, together or apart, hands by your sides, palms facing away from you. Closing down the eyes, lifting the crown of the head up to the sky. Feeling that lift, feeling that reach all the way down the spine, finding space between every single vertebrae. Coming into that breath straight away, maybe your eyes are closed. Big breaths in through the nose, all the way down to the belly. If you need to do some shaking, if you need to do some sighing, if that is what works in your practice, go for it. Start to relax that jaw, dropping the shoulders down away from the ears. Really relaxed belly. We don't need that to be held in at all. We need it to be getting space for us to breathe. Thinking about the ears being in line with the shoulders, pulling that chin back towards you, towards the neck. Thinking about how your bum is. Is it really tucked under or is it really sticking out? Just come to the least amount of curve in the lower back that you can, playing around with that position. Gently engaging the thighs, lifting the thighs by activating the knees, bringing the knees up towards your hips. Grounding through the big toes, all the way around to the little toes. Lifting up through the arches of the feet. All points of contact of the foot to the ground. Big in, maybe open eyes, reaching the hands high, gazing up. Exhale, hands come through heart center, bending the knees a lot, coming all the way down into your forward fold, head down, chest resting onto the thighs. Just keep this position here, maybe shake the head, nod the head, maybe going through straightening one leg and the other. Remember, we're just warming up. Big inhale coming into your halfway lift, keeping those knees bent, placing the hands onto your shins, really squeezing the shoulder blades back, drawing the shoulders back, nice straight back. We're gazing down, not at our toes or our legs. Exhale all the way back into that forward fold. One more time, halfway lift, hands onto the shins, gazing straight down. Exhale down, placing the hands down, stepping straight back. Maybe you're in your high plank, or maybe the knees are down, toes untucked, wherever you want them to be. On your next exhale, making your way down to the ground, whole of the torso down at the same time, elbows back, chest down, whole of that belly, torso down, forehead on the ground. Inhale, baby cobra, lifting up the chest, gazing diagonally in front of the mat. Squeezing the shoulder blades back, pushing the fronts of the feet down. Exhale, forehead down. Inhale, pushing up from the ground. Tucking the toes. Coming back into your downward facing dog. If you're not doing downward facing dog, come into your child's pose. If you're in your downward facing dog, really exaggerated bend of those knees. Grounding through every single finger of the hand. Relaxing the head, sending the tailbone high. Feeling really nice and open and long in that back. So if there's any rounding of the spine, really try to lengthen the hips away. And feel free to do this on your forearms as well if your wrists are a bit sore, or just come down to your child's pose. Inhale, gazing forward. Exhale, bending the knees even more, walking forward to the top of your mat. Back into your forward fold. Really exaggerated bend of the knees to rest the chest onto the thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. We've been here before. Hands on the shins, shoulders drawing back, gazing down. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale, rolling up through the spine if that is comfortable. If not, straight spine coming up to standing. One more time. Inhale, hands up, gaze up. Exhale, big knees folding all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, hands onto the shins. Exhale, forehead down. Again, hands planted, step straight back. High plank, knees up, knees down. Exhale all the way down to the ground, whole of the torso down, forehead down. Inhale, baby cobra, drawing the shoulder blades back. Exhale down. Inhale, pushing up and back, either into your child's pose or back into your downward facing dog again, hips all the way high. If you're doing it on your forearms, it's going to look a bit like a dolphin pose if you're familiar with that, just with a bit of a wider stance. And if you're doing it on your chair, feel free just to place your hands on the chair, stretching all the way back so that you can feel that really nice lengthening through the spine. Inhale, gazing forward. Exhale, bend the knees a lot, walking all the way forward to the top of the mat again, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And fold. Either straight back when you come up or rolling through the spine. Really nice. Okay, now we're going to be coming into a wide leg squat. So take the feet as wide as you can. If you're on your chair, exactly the same. You're just going to have the legs bent and really using the inner thighs and the glutes, your bum muscles, to squeeze to keep these legs open. Okay, hands out. And we're going to be reaching down, right hand to the left foot. And up. Left arm, right foot. And we're just alternating. We're really feeling the work in our obliques that run down the side of our torso that are helping us twist from side to side. Keep going. It's a cardio class, so maybe you want to speed up. Still kind of warming up. If those knees are bent, that is absolutely fine. Remember, you're working within your limitations. Keep going. And reaching down as far as you can. Really nice. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Okay, coming into our wide leg goddess squat. Toes facing outside, sinking all the way down. Really nice. Again, if you're in your chair, you're still the same. You're squeezing those glutes, using the inner thighs to keep the knees drawing to the outside edge of the feet. And now we're going to reach up, straighten the legs, and down, and up, and down. If you're in your chair, keep using those legs, engaging the thighs, and just reach the hands up and down, making sure the arms have some sort of engagement to them. They're not just like flopping them around like this. You can feel the muscles actually working. Really good job. Keep going. And maybe as you start to warm up, you can squat even lower. 3, 2, and 1, and hold. Staying here. If you want to come off your chair and give this a go, this hold a go, feel free. Maybe you're holding onto your chair in front of you, or you've got your wall. And we really want to keep engaging these inner thighs to keep the knees going to the outside edge of the feet. You're breathing. You're relaxing that jaw, relaxing the shoulders. Maybe you're pulsing. Or maybe you're just dropping down into a slightly deeper squat. Keep holding. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way up, straighten the legs, shake those legs off. Good job. Okay, squatting again. So again, either if you're on your chair or you're standing, if you're on your chair, you can do this by squatting down. You've got your chair there, right? So you know that you're not going to fall all the way down. And if you want to put any blocks on the chair so that it's even less of a distance for you to squat down to, feel free. Remember, your chair pose can either be feet apart, feet together. And if you know you're somebody that drops the knees out to the side, put a block in between those sides to keep engaged. So chair pose squats. Hands at heart center or up to the sky, wherever that back mobility allows. Dropping all the way down. Checking that you can see your toes. Making sure there's the least amount of curve in that lower back, so we don't want to be a duck bum. Okay, and then we're going to be going up, down, up, down. Ready? Up and down. Up and down. Oh my gosh, I never thought I'd be an aerobics instructor. Up and down, and up and down. Keep going. Make sure you're really connected with that breath. And if you feel like you're starting to disconnect from that breath, we aren't in an aerobics class. So I would recommend that you stop, connect back with your breath, and then come back into the practice. Keep going. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Shake it off. Now you're either going to stick with those the chair pose squats, or if you want to go for mobility as well, we're going to come up. I'll show you from this way. We're going to come down, up, all the way down to the ground, up, place the heels back, standing. So we're going to go chair, heels up, down to the ground, all the way back up with the heels off, heels down, standing. Or you're just going up, down, whatever works for you, remember. Okay, and when you're coming up on the heels, try not to sickle the ankles so that they don't drop out to the side. We want to keep that straight line from the toes to the ankles to the knees to the hips, okay? And you can have your feet together or apart, remember. Sinking down, chair pose. If you're going heels up, sinking down, coming back up, heels down, standing. Chair pose, heels off, all the way down, all the way up, heels down, standing, chair, heels off, and down. If you want to put your heels down to come up, feel free. Standing, chair pose, heels up, and down, and up, standing. Modify this to suit you, even if you want to just give one a go, and then go back to just the regular chair squats. Keep going. If you want to hold on to a chair whilst you're doing this, good job. We'll do one more. My knees are clicking. Okay, good job. Okay, shake off. We've got one more, really lower body targeted. I'm a bit out of breath already. So we're going to be coming down into our lunges. So come all the way down, whichever leg you want to start with first. And we're going to be doing quick lunge switches. So it's kind of self-explanatory, right? But we're going to be starting our lunge whether you want knee up or knee down. Remember, you've got your blocks, so you can place the hands on the blocks. Yeah? And if you're using your chair, you can do this exactly the same. But what you're going to be doing is hands onto the chair, and then you're going to have one leg forward, switch, switch, switch. Okay. So, and however fast you want to do it, okay? So we're going to be starting whichever leg you want back, whichever leg you want forward. Try to keep the right form, so try to keep nice and strong. Okay, and switch, taking that leg back, other leg forward, back and forward, back and forward. Keep going. Keep breathing. Remember, your core can only engage when you are breathing. If your knee's down, exactly the same. Taking that leg back to the knee down. If you're somebody that struggles to get that foot up, you're just going to take your time. Bring that leg forward. Bring the other leg forward. And that is okay. Keep going. If you need a break, and remember, if you want to go on your forearms because the wrists are a bit sore, or you go fists, then you can do that as well. Whatever feels good for you. This is your practice, not mine. Keep breathing. Keep going. 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Really good job. Shake off whatever you need to shake off. And then we're going to come into the same thing, but we're taking our leg to the outside. So I'll show you diagonal because you'll probably be able to see better. So taking our leg to the outside like you'd be coming into a lizard lunge. So before we were taking the leg through the center like our normal lunge, but this time we're taking our leg to the outside as a lizard lunge, really squeezing these obliques. Again, same on the chair, you just take that leg to the outside. Okay. And remember, it's going to be easier if you have blocks because you're raising that whole of the torso. Okay, and go. Foot to the outside. Exactly the same if you're on your knees. Exactly the same if you're on your chair. Keep going. Take a break if you need. Make sure that you're breathing. Keep going. Good job. Nearly there. 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Really, really nice. Okay, now we're going to be coming into down dog to plank. Down dog, if down dog is not the one for you, go onto your forearms. If you're on your chair, exactly the same. On your chair like we were doing down dog earlier, like this. You can just come down, coming onto your tiptoes, coming into your plank, and back, and forward. Exactly the same if you are on your forearms. And even if you can just move the tiniest amount, maybe one day that'll be more of an amount, but you're still moving, right? You're still doing something amazing. And if all of that feels super weird, super unsafe for you, hold a plank. See how you get on with holding a plank. And your plank hold can be forearms down on the ground with your knees. You can walk your knees further back. That's going to make it a little bit trickier. Obviously, you can have your feet up and you're going to hold. You're going to hold for as long as you can, and you're going to make sure that those breaths are really, really calm, and you're not squeezing these shoulders up to the ears, you're not clenching your jaw, you're feeling really nice and relaxed. Okay, so if you're coming with me into the down dog, into the plank, let's come into our down dog. Okay, Knees bent, heels off the ground, wherever you need to be. And then we're going to come forward into our plank. And back. And forward. And back. Really nice. Forward. And back. Don't worry too much about your form. But what we want to be thinking about is just us moving. Keep going. If you're holding that plank, really good job. Keep holding. If you're moving forwards and backwards, whatever time you want to do it in. And maybe you're having a break, coming into your child's pose or whatever feels good for you. Nearly there. 3, 2, and 1. Really nice. And relaxing, we're going to do that one more time. So if you want to come and take it down into that plank hold, if you know that you want to go onto your forearms now, if you want to do your plank hold on your knees, if you want to move onto your chair, you've got so many options, right? You're in control. If you want to turn me off, you can also do that. Okay, into your downward facing dog. And we're going to do 10. Plank. That was 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Nearly there. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Good job. All the way down. Shake off those wrists. Stretch them out. Folding the hands in the opposite direction. Really good job. Okay, now we're standing up. We're still working on our lower body. We've just really worked on our arms, so good job. Again, this is one you can modify. We're going to be coming from our warrior 3 into our stalk. So it's not just strength, it's stability and mobility. So stability is the ability so that you don't fall when you've been pushed in out of a position, and mobility is also obviously working towards the full range of motion in your joints. So we're going to be working with all of this. So coming all the way up to standing. This is our last exercise, everyone. So if you want to push, push. If you want to start to tone it down, tone it down. If you're in your chair, I'm just going to turn my chair around so I've got the highest bit, the back, that I can hold on to. And then we're going to be coming into our warrior 3. Remember, the standing leg can be bent, but keep these glutes really engaged. So if you need to have a bit of a practice of engaging your glutes, relaxing the glutes, just so you're like, okay, I've got it. The brain and the glutes are connected. Squeeze the glutes, relax the glutes. Yeah, okay, got it. So we're going to be having one. We'll start with our right leg lifted. So our left foot is really planted to the floor. Both feet are straight. You can have that left hand onto the chair, or if you don't need it, you don't need it. We're going to be taking this right leg back, however high you want it to go. Maybe it can be in line with the hip, or it's a little bit lower. And this left leg can absolutely be bent. Everybody poke your left glute. Is it hard? Is your right glute hard? Is your right foot flexed so the toes are coming towards the top of the mat? And are your hips level, or is this right hip going up to the sky? We really want them to be level. Keeping that left hand onto the chair, or now you're set up, maybe you can take the hands to heart center and prayer. And then we're going to be coming all the way up to standing, keeping this right leg off of the ground and taking this right knee up into your chest. Remember, you've got that chair for you, so you don't have to wobble around. You can take that left hand to the chair. And then coming all the way back round into that warrior 3, right leg going up behind you, keeping those hips square, glutes are engaged. Maybe your hands are at heart center. All the way up to standing, right knee into your chest. And back. Now these movements can be so tiny. You can just be coming forward, lifting up this knee just a tiny amount, and coming back, a bit like a pendulum, taking that right leg up. However you can go. You've got that hand on the chair. Keep going as slow as you want to go. Slow movements are really good here. Okay, we're going to do one more this side. And up into your stalk, into standing, and switch sides. Really good job. Shake off that left glute. Oh. Okay, right leg is grounded to the floor, foot is facing straight forward. Left leg is coming all the way back into your warrior three. Hips are square, glutes are engaged. Bend in that right knee if needed. Left foot is flexed. Hand is on the chair. Coming all the way forward into your stalk pose, lifting that left knee into your chest. And then all the way forward, pendulum into your warrior three. And up. And back. If you want to try hands off, feel free. And it is absolutely okay if you wobble. When you wobble, you're strengthening the tendons in your feet, in the ankles to help keep that strength, maintain that strength, and that's going to improve your stability. Keep going, make sure you're breathing. Really nice. If you need to take a break, have a shake, and then come back into it. And we're going to do one more, and then that is it. All the way up, stalk pose. And standing, really, really good job, shake it off. Okay, let's come into one sun salutation just to wind down, just have a big stretch. So make every single movement really expansive. Top of your mats. Biggest inhale, hands up, gaze up. Biggest exhale, big sigh. Bending the knees, hands all the way down. Relaxing that head. Inhale, halfway lift, hands onto the shins, gazing straight down. Exhale, fold. We're not going to come down to the ground. We're going to roll all the way back up to standing. Inhale again, hands up, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. And fold. All the way up to standing. One more, inhale, hands up. Inhale, hands up, gaze up. And down. Halfway. And down. All the way up to standing, really nice. Okay, making your way down to the ground. All the way down, come into your Shavasana. Whilst you're here, closing down the eyes, relaxing all of your limbs, allowing them to grow really heavy. Down to the ground, eyes closed. If you're sitting, if you're in your chair, exactly the same. Just allow those limbs to grow really heavy. Connecting with that breath. Big inhales and exhales. Now either you stay here or you start to move out of your practice with me, wiggling the toes, wiggling the fingers. Big stretch, arms away from the head. Bending up the knees, set, bending up the knees, carefully rolling over to one side and pushing yourself all the way up into a seat, keeping the eyes closed. Hands onto the thighs, palms facing up. Just relaxing, just letting any of that tension release from those muscles. Hands at heart center, bow the chin to the chest, thumbs to the third eye. Really good job, you should be so proud of yourself. And remember, keep coming back to that class and you're just going to get more and more comfortable with it. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Whenever you're ready, hands away from the eyes and blink the eyes open.